Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Yes, I'm still sort of doing my long recording session because I feel like it and I want to continue. But yeah. This is last time we learned a bit more about Amane. Our surprisingly close to Sagaki, the one who wants to kill us. She might still want to kill us. I guess time will tell. Learned about a bit about Machina, and now we're telling a story about something having to do with social interactions. That's what I remember. This is a story about a man who took a business trip to Gifu Prefecture. It was a group expedition with the purpose of field testing new equipment that had just been deployed throughout the company. At the time, the man in question was a new employee, not even out of his training period. Nonetheless, he found himself taking a long, bumpy ride out into the mountains on a company bus, accompanied by the chief of his special department. The man didn't have a first clue about why he'd been selected for the trip, let alone what he'd expected to do on it. To make matters worse for him, he was sitting next to a powerful superior he barely knew. In short, the man was about ready to vomit from sheer terror and anxiety. He fought desperately to keep calm, but his face was pale as a sheet. The bus finally reached its destination at the foot of Mount Kinka in Gifu after many unpleasant hours. But the man's relief was temporary, as his boss informed him that they would be attending a large banquet in a high-class inn that night. Corporate banquets are basically a cruel kind of talent show. New employees were expected to perform some skill for the amusement of the gathered VIPs. Is that the case? Can't say I've ever been to one of these. The newbies from each department mounted the stage bus one after another. Quite a few croaked out popular karaoke ballads with stiff faces, but there were also some pretty competent juggling acts. Even one stand-up comedy duo, which got some laughs doing imitations of superiors. See how happy they were about it, those superiors. The man watched the other acts with a fluttering heart. His turn was approaching fast, but he was basically a walking, breathing lump of artistic incompetence, and a social type without a single talent worth performing in front of others. Just as he was wondering whether he could escape by pretending a sudden illness, the man was practically kicked out of onto the stage by senior employees. For lack of a better thought, he started to sing. The man didn't know any popular songs. Worse, he couldn't remember any of the standard folk songs or children's music that might have worked in a pinch. The man went instead with the theme song from a superhero TV show, Lightspeed General Damakarov, which he loved as a kid. By this point, he couldn't help but feel a growing sense of despair. This was, of course, the man's first time singing in public, and he didn't have much of a voice. Within moments, he was showered in jeers from the audience. "How are you singing? What's with you? Hey, asshole, are you just making that up on the spot? That's enough, get off the stage, you suck. My parents were killed to that song. I had my first sex to that song." Although he wasn't the type to break down in tears, the man felt a deep urge to dig himself into a hole and crawl into it. Only sheer stubbornness carried him through the last humiliating note. When it was over, the man quickly bowed from the stage and raced back to his seats. Oh, that was shorter than I expected. Okay, I guess I didn't need to end at the point I did last time. Okay. On the walk back from the stage, the man had thought, I wish I learned a popular song or two.
つまりカラオケが趣味だったらいらん恥をかかずに済んだってお話?
Well, if you look at it in a way, you're right, but the story isn't over yet. Okay, there's more to it. With the equipment test wrapped up, the man had returned to his new assignment at a branch office in Shugaoka. Someone called out to him as he was dealing with transfer paperwork. "So you're the newbie who sang Daimaker off at the banquet in Gifu?" The man's breath caught in his throat. We figured by now that the main job of superiors was to flaunt their authority by picking at the smallest mistakes and then rubbing his nose in them. And the manager speaking to him was infamous for his zealous leadership of his underlings. Frankly, that man was about ready to piss his pants. He swallowed and chewed his lip, bitter thoughts running through his head. What's he going to blame on me? How long will I have to grovel? But the manager's words took him by surprise. I loved that show when I was a kid. The man blinked, dumbfounded by this unexpected development. You're from Hiroshima, kid. According to the manager, Taimakarov reruns were played relentlessly every weekday afternoon at a local station. In other words, practically every child in Hiroshima grew up watching that show. but the man wasn't a Hiroshima native. In the area he lived in as a child, the Children's Encore Theater program would be broadcasting old episodes of the show every summer. He just happened to see a few. Even so, the manager must have been really pleased to find the fellow Diamond fan, as he began to pull a few strings to the man's benefit. One night after work, the man returned to his bed in the company dorm to find that a white plastic bag had been tucked underneath the sheet onto his neatly made bed. He didn't remember putting it there himself, and when he asked around, nobody else had any idea where it had come from. The bag contained a huge jelly roll and a cup of instant ramen. Damn. As a new employee, the man had to eat dinner at a set time of 5 p.m. By 10 p.m., lights out at the dorm, all the trainees would be starving. This supplemental meal was therefore a very considerate present. The man had an idea who was responsible. Most likely, his Daimakarov buddy at the top was the only one who could have pulled it off. On top of the early dinner time, learning the ropes as a trainee is particularly tiring. His Daimakarov buddy had probably figured he'd have a hard time getting his young body to fall asleep on an empty stomach. The man actually didn't have a particularly big appetite and wasn't the type to be troubled by irregular meals. But then again, as a new employee, he didn't have much money he could spend on freely on snacks and such. A little sugar was extremely welcome. If I got caught, I got punished too. So the man split the smuggled food with the other trainees in his room, and they all devoured their shares greedily. As the presents from his Daimakarov buddy, at the time they were known as the Daimakarov Supply Drop, continued, the talentless, quiet, and hobbyless triple threat contender for a social crown suddenly found himself getting along with the group in the dorm, all thanks to the Daimakarov connection. And 3 months later, when the man's training period came to an end, it was once again his Daimakarov buddy whose recommendation got him assigned to the Chiba branch office he'd hoped for. In other words, when it comes to hobbies and interests, anything is fine. Finding friends you can talk about some common interest with is really a valuable thing. Sometimes something that small can be a trigger for gaining a huge leg up in life. That's the moral of the story.
なんかよくわかんないけど、大マカロフって大きなマカロンみたいで美味しそうなのよ。
Man, what was even the fucking point? I thought this was a pretty meaningful story too. I guess it didn't quite get across.
要は一人で散歩したりお人形さんごっこしてばっかいないでいろんなこと経験しとけってことなのね。
Sure. Well, more or less. When you're young, you shouldn't mess around with all sorts of things. Just try to find something that grabs you, even if it's stupid crap.
お兄ちゃんは今なんか夢中になってることあるの？
Well, reading. After all that spacing out, that's a pretty sharp question. I glance down towards a pile of borrowed books I'm holding in my hands. I suppose right now I don't have anything other than reading that qualifies.
ロールケーキ食べたいね。
You aren't really listening to a word I say, are you? Well, that's not to say that you need to.
だってさっきのお話で出てきたロールケーキって単語が気になっちゃったのよさ。あとマカロン。
Go get a money to make something.
ぜひそうしよう。お兄ちゃんも後でアマネーのお部屋においで。一緒におやつ食べようよ。
Yeah, if I'm in the mood.
じゃあまた後でね。
I see. I learned my own lesson from this conversation. If there's a mention of food in the middle of a story, Makina won't remember another word. I'll have to be more careful next time. Dormitory. During my middle school days in America, I got a number of strange nicknames from my classmates. Mainly because none of them could be bothered to remember a Japanese name. On the predictable side, there was Jap Shorty. My family name Kazami got abbreviated to KZ as well. However, among my numerous nicknames, the only one that stuck through basic training was Gar. What? Short for garbage eater. It's not that I had a reputation for dumpster diving, it was a reference to my tolerance for shitty food. As for how I earned it, the story is quite simple. The KP made a slop unfit for pigs, and I ate it without grimacing. Freeze-dried scrambled eggs, pork and beans made from scraps of ham, bread with peanut butter, and ridiculously stringy mystery meat were the staples. Every one of them had a weird chemical aftertaste, and they were all disgusting. Rumor had it that it was the secret sauce that was gasoline. As for the chocolate cake that we all got for dessert, it was more commonly and accurately described as dessert. The cake was legendary for being inedible. No matter how starved you were, it would end up stuck to your throat as a dry lump. But I ate it, and all the rest without complaining. Probably because I was living rough from a young age. I've never been what you'd call a picky eater. To put it simply, as long as my belly was full and my body was getting what it needed, taste wasn't really a concern. So even those 3 torturous meals a day didn't inspire any serious complaints from me, but the people around me must have thought I was some sort of freak. But after a while, my name became Garbage Eater, and eventually just Gar. Hey Gar, how shitty a cook was your mom? I had a set response to this one. My mom didn't cook much. She was too busy screwing your dad's brain out. As far as my jokes go, I think it was kind of witty, but that line didn't get many laughs. I guess my delivery was a bit too stony. Well then, what should I do for dinner? I didn't particularly feel a desire to eat, but if you don't take meals at 3 regular times a day, it throws off your body's clock and leaves you more susceptible to fatigue. To tell the truth, I view meals as nothing more than an element of maintaining my physical condition. As long as I'm getting sufficient nourishment, I'm not that caught up on what or when I eat. When I spend any effort considering things like that, all I end up thinking about is how much of a pain in the ass it's going to be to make something. And eventually, the act of eating itself starts to feel like a nuisance. My normal pattern is just to throw something together from my supply of canned and dried food. And wouldn't it be convenient if she just made all my food for me? Am I not usually? Well, this is my room. Amani barges in like she owns the place. She probably thinks she does. No longer even bothering to knock, but I'm already getting used to it, I guess. Probably because I've experienced a lot of emergency summons, it didn't get to me that much in the first place.
7時になったら私の部屋にご飯食べにおいでって言ったでしょ。夕食の用意してマキナと待ってたのになんで来ないかな。
You can't just tell me to do things and expect me to do it without any sort of reply or confirmation, right? As she speaks, I notice that Amani's holding a plate piled with crab legs in her hands.
実家からカニが届いたから食べにおいでって言ったじゃんさ。
I do recall such an event. I also recall responding if I'm in the mood. Not that I'd definitely be there. Yes, but I said that you and Makina should go ahead and eat if I didn't show up on time.
何？あんたもカニ嫌いなの？
No, not really.
腹を向いて食べるのがめんどくさいでしょ。マキナも同じこと言うのよね。向いてあげれば食べるくせにさ。
Am I really in the same thing as her? The same category for you?
向いてあげれば向いてあげたであの子。これぞザッツカニパンでしょとか言いながらパンに挟んで食べるのよ。基
Okay.
本的に物の価値が分かっていないっていうか、挙句には言うにこと書いてかまぼこの方がうめえなって失礼しちゃうわよ。
Probably just means that Makina places more importance on how easy it is to eat. Honestly, I think I'd go for crab paste over crab myself.
何よ、張り合いのない子たちね。世の中には食べたくても食べられない子がたくさんいるのよ。
Yeah, that's certainly true.
分かったのなら文句を言わず食べなさい。腹向いてあげるから。
Look, I wasn't really complaining, and I can take care of the shell on my own.
っていうか、私が来なかったら何を食べるつもりだったの？へえ、ご飯は炊いてあるんだ。でもこれいつ炊いたの？なんかカチカチ。
Hands off! Honey's wandered off into my kitchen and examining things as she pleases. After confirming the contents of my mess kit cooker, she opens the door of my refrigerator and starts taking stock of my supplies. God damn.
食べかけの缶詰の残りと魚肉ソーセージとマヨネーズにレタスとチンゲン菜。何これ？たくあんの缶詰？こんなのどこで売ってるのよ。っていうか、いつ開けたの？
I opened it at lunch. Get off my back. Why is it that this feels strangely embarrassing? It's not like I have anything troublesome in the fridge. In the first place, where does she get off calling canned radish this thing? It's well known among cat food connoisseurs is almost decent and pretty much edible. This woman looking down on the brave men and women who've gained courage from canned food throughout the years. As I silently burn with righteous indignation, Amani brazenly starts running tap water into my rice cooker. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
だってこのままじゃご飯がカチカチだし、一回水で戻すのよ。
I don't care if it's hard. Probably because I'm used to eating canned stuff that comes out arid and stiff as wax candle. I'm pretty tolerant of tough food.
卵はと、2つしかないけど使っちゃっていい？
I don't care, but what are you planning?
カニチャーハン作ってあげる。あんたはおとなしく座って待ってなさいな。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, jeez. I feel as though my theory has a pretty good basis at the moment about her. Well, I suppose pretty much anyone can handle fried rice, especially for a woman. The somewhat prejudiced assumption is that you'll have a basic skill like that. Fact is, out of all the women I've met so far, the only one who couldn't make edible fried rice was my master. Still, can't quite hide a certain anxiety. Not that Amane is paying any attention, humming to herself as she cracks open the eggs. After shaking salt and pepper onto the eggs, she mixes the lightly rinsed rice, then adds a bit of crab meat, only about half of what she brought, and finally chopped radish. She heats a frying pan coated with mayonnaise rather than oil, and adds lettuce and spinach she plundered from my fridge, throwing in the rice mixture according to her own timing. Sticking the back of her ladle into the mix, she vigorously clatters around the frying pan, messily stir-frying the food. When Amani decides it's done, she uses the bowl as a mold to form the fried rice into perfect hemisphere, and tosses it onto the plate. This wouldn't look out of place in a Chinese restaurant.
そして最後に
Dressing the leftover crab meat with mustard and mayo, she drops it with a thud on the top heap of fried rice on the plate.
はーい、お待たせ
So she says. But it hasn't even been 10 minutes since Amani started to cook. The imposing pile of steamed fried rice on my plate looks pretty damn impressive for something cobbled together out of leftovers. And in such a short time.
っていうか、この部屋もっと大きいテーブルないの？なんかお皿とかも少ないし、今度来るとき持ってこようか？
Man, you really are overbearing. Not necessarily. I've got all what I need. The table is a small coffee table that, for one, Sachi dragged out of some storeroom as a stopgap measure. And the frying pan and what tableware I have are things I picked out carelessly at the local 100 yen hardware stores. But since I'm living alone, it's all perfectly adequate. No point in getting more dishes when I'm the only one eating off of them. Just means more things to wash.
確かに洗い物は溜め込んでないみたいだけど。
Noticing something as she speaks, Amani returns to the kitchen and starts to rustle through a plastic bag in the corner.
これはゴミ？捨てていいの？
Yeah. I'm throwing my empty oolong tea bottles in that bag, and before I knew it, I had something of a pile. But I was uncertain about the timing to throw them out.
明日資源ゴミの日だから一緒に出しておいてあげる。
With well-practiced movements, she peels off the labels, removes the caps, and skillfully cuts off the plastic rings with the tip of a kitchen knife. Finally, she lightly rinses the bottles themselves with tap water. Judging from the smooth motion of her hands, she's repeated this often enough to gain mastery of the assembly line worker. Clearly, she's something of an eco-friendly woman. I recycle as I can, and I prefer to recycle, obviously. But man, probably wouldn't put that much extra effort in for it.
じゃあ、私部屋に戻るけど、食べ終わったらちゃんとお皿は洗い桶につけておいてね。後で洗いに来るから。
It's sort of disturbing how overbearing you can be. No, I can take care of that much myself. Sorry for the hassle.
いいのよ。ちゃんとこういうこともできるって見せておかないと、ただのエッチなお姉さんだと思われちゃうしね。
With a quick goodbye, Amane heads out of the room, not waiting for my impressions of the crab fried rice. I had the idea that the busybody woman like her would be more likely to hang over my shoulder pestering me for compliments, but she just popped in all of a sudden, cooked for me in a flash, and then left just as quickly. It might have been the influence of dealing with the whimsical machina all the time. Okay, let's eat. Unfortunately, I don't have a Chinese spoon in this room, so I'll have to make do with the Western variety. There's a difference? Damn, I didn't even know that. I jab my spoon into the mountain of steaming fried rice and quickly throw some in my mouth. Not bad at all. Even someone as disinterested in food as me can tell when something tastes good. A salt seasoning feels a bit thin, but this is probably how it should be if you're thinking about a healthy sodium intake. Although, it would be insulting to compare this to the crap my master made. It's also different from the stuff you get in a high-priced Chinese restaurant. It tastes like your standard fried rice. What's with its flavor, though? When I was living alone with my mother as a child, I remember eating fried rice that tasted like this. After finishing her day job, my mother would make me dinner before her night shift started. In the last week of the month, before her paychecks came in, it would be often a pretty plain meal fried rice. When all she could put on the table was fried rice with a bit of pink fish paste added. Still not really sure what fish paste is, but she would apologize as I ate. I'm sorry, this is all we've got. Unlike the fried rice Amane made, there was never anything extravagant like crab thrown in, and Amane's cooking skill seems to be better as well. So why is it that they taste so similar? I'm guessing the idea is that they're home-cooked meal. Where's this slight melancholy coming from? It doesn't matter as long as it's good. When I was a kid, anything I ate tasted good. That part of me hasn't changed too much. And labidum. It's very dangerous to jump to conclusions about someone. When you make a judgment without sufficient information, you're going to be at least slightly off. Whether that's an over or underestimation, it clouds your perception and often comes back to bite you in the end. Yeah, I've had some professors like that before. I mean, people in general like that, but I specifically comes to mind some professors that it's like, if I go to them and ask them a question, it can be like, yeah, can I get an answer, like clarification on this? And they're just like, they give me an answer maybe after like a couple of attempts of trying to get it out of them. But they're more focused on how like negligent I was for not having the answer, that they think they so expertly got across to everyone, instead of thinking about, oh, how did this problem, miscommunication, come up, and is it worth trying to fix in the future? They're more concerned about that. And the idea of making an assumption makes an ass out of you and me, basically. Yeah, it's not a good thing. It doesn't help. It doesn't help anyone. My employer is exactly the sort of organization that lives and dies on gathering accurate intelligence, and I hear a lot about its importance from my acid tongue master as well. Therefore, I make a conscious effort not to label others prematurely. But I will definitely label them, apparently. Oh, hello there. What are you doing? Sour, eh? That said, every time this Matsushima Michu girl enters my field of vision, I find myself dying to stick exactly such a mental label onto her. Yo, Michiru.
Yuuji!
I've been standing in front of you for a while now. Why are you acting like you just now noticed?
仕方ないでしょ。今私集中してたんだから。あんたなんか目に入らなかったのよ。眼中になかったの。視界不良だったの。わかる？
So many excuses. I see, understood, but the other lack of awareness might cost you your life someday. Please make sure you look both ways for cars when you cross the road.
さい。バカ。
I offered an appropriate warning given your actions. Why the verbal abuse?
うっさいのうっさいの。あっち行けこの子の。
Ah! She vigorously throws an empty paper carton she was holding at me. Flying into a fit of rage just because someone tells you something you don't want to hear isn't a good habit.
ユージなんか酸っぱくなれこの。
Judging that I don't have a foothold in this conversation, I pick up the garbage Michiru hurled at me and temporarily withdraw from the scene. 100% vitamin C drink. Reading out the description printed on the carton, I tilt my head in bemusement. I've seen plenty of 100% fruit juice drinks, but this is a new one. The parent company of this manufacturer is a pharmaceutical corporation. Maybe it's some sort of undiluted vitamin solution used in beauty products. Or maybe it's not meant literally. They're just exaggerating to play up the fact that it's packed full of stuff. Either way, it's a soft drink that emphasizes its vitamin C content above all else. Which means that it's probably incredibly sour and acidic. Which must be torture to drink, unless you've got a pretty strong tolerance for that sort of thing. So why was she drinking this stuff? From the look on her face, I don't think it was out of fondness for the taste. Some kind of self-flagellation? Or maybe...
なぜあなたがここにいるの?
Because I want to be here? Interrupting my thoughts, Sakaki stares at me suspiciously. Yo, if it isn't human.
一応それが私のあだ名なのかどうかその事実だけは聞いておこうかしら
Calm down. If you lose your sense of humor, you won't be able to live a fun life.
別に楽しく生きるつもりもないわ
Okay. I see. In that case, it wasn't a nickname. Slip of the tongue. Happy now?
本当に腹の立つ男ね
Aggravating as I may be, Sakaki nonetheless approaches me.
手に何を持っているの
It's an empty soft drink carton. That blonde girl was drinking it earlier.
どうしてそれをあなたがまさかそういうのを集める趣味があるんじゃないでしょうね
Wait, is collecting this sort of thing as evil a hobby as that scowl implies? I'm interested. Please explain in detail.
検索サイトでも使えばいいでしょ
For some reason, Sakaki's trembling with anger. Still, I can't anticipate what will trigger this woman's wrath.
話を戻すけどそれ松島さんがいつも飲んでるやつよね嫌そうな顔をして
Right. I actually wanted to ask about that. Why is she drinking something that she so plainly hates? Did she lose a bet? Is she being bullied? Was she placed under a malevolent spell?
あなたの思考ってなんというか0か10かしかないのね
Alright, so correct me.
さあそこまでは私にはわからないわあの子とは深く関わったこともないしそもそもクラスメイトという以外の興味もない
What do you have an interest in? And yet I'm pretty sure you knew this was Michuru's carton before you asked.
あなたの底意地の悪さは字なのそれとも私に対してだけ
I was just trying to explore an apparent logical inconsistency. Wrinkles in Sakaki's forehead grow deeper, and her glare grew sharper. Apparently, there was some logical inconsistencies best left unexplored when she's around, specifically those concerning her contrary personality.
あの子お菓子とかもよく食べてるみたいだしいろいろな食べ物に興味があるんじゃないの
Now that you mention it, she does seem like she's always carrying around those ramen candies around.
あらあなたの方こそ観察が細かいわね松島さんに興味があるのかしら
Are you interested in knowing whether I'm interested in Michuru?
あなたの前では余計なことを一切言わないように心がけるわそれじゃ
Okay, with an extremely displeased expression, Yumiko leaves the roof. There sure are a lot of troublesome girls in this place. After spending a little time sharing a dorm with them, it's pretty obvious that everyone in this place has a few screws loose, and probably a few skeletons in the closet as well. Amane and Sakaki aren't easy to deal with in the first place, and there seems to be more to them than they're letting on. Same is probably true of Makina and Sachi. That said, when it comes to that bottle blonde girl, no matter how many times I try to look below the surface, I keep hitting rock bottom right away. If she's got any hidden depths, they're very well hidden. In other words, I've got a persistent suspicion that she's an idiot. Still, it's too early to label her. I should bide my time and get a better idea of her personality before reaching any conclusions. I don't disagree, but seriously now. Is that I've seen it before, I think. Shokugeki no Soma. Megami did that when I forget names. When she was it's like a thing to calm me down. You write it in your hand and you eat it like on your face or something like that. Your mouth, because your mouth's on your face. That's how it works sometimes. Is that what she's doing? Trying to calm herself down? Yeah, I think that's it. What are you doing?
またあんたなの？何人のこと観察してんのよ。
I'm not spying on you. I just happened to be here. Leaving that aside, are you drawing the character of a person on your hand? That's a pretty stale superstition.
何言ってんのよ。これでいつ胸焼けを抑えられるんだから放っておいてよね。
What? Heartburn and indigestion?
そうよ。これやるだけで治っちゃうんだから、すごいおまじないなのよ。あんたも真似したきりゃ真似すりゃいいわよ。
Is that supposed to impress me? Sure, might come in handy sometime.
その時は私に感謝しなさいよね。
みちる様は便利な体をお持ちで羨ましいです。
Yeah. I thought the drawing in your hand thing was supposed to calm you down before a big public speech or whatever. Since when did it become a replacement for azoline's sulfonate sodium?
その成分については過分にして存じ上げませんが、みちる様の体内がワンダーランドなのは疑いようのない事実です。
Yeah. You're pretty cruel, Sachi.
何がひどいんですか？
You know what? Never mind. And the night. It hasn't even been
ちょ
10.
っとあまね、待ちなさいよ。
That's not bad casual clothes. I like it. Oh, okay.
みちる、どうしたの？昨日あまねに買ってきてもらったジュース、思いっきり賞味期限切れちゃってたわよ。嘘。それはちゃんとチェックしてるわよ。ありえないってば。
I'm pretty sure it was just the cheapest.
本当よ。これ見てみなさいよ、ほら。
May
5
3rd
月3日って書いてあるでしょ。
May 3rd of this year, or
1ヶ月も？ちょっと貸してみて。みちる、何よ。別に責めたりしないわよ。ただ完璧主婦を演じるあなたにもこういう弱点があるということを認め。
Is that why she was doing the people thing? Did she have indigestion because of the juice?
今年何年か言ってみなさいな。バカにして。今年は2012年でしょ。それぐらいを。2011年です。
What are you at?
そうだっけ？
What are you, a time traveler?
そうです。あ、じゃあその表示って
Yeah.
そうよ。ここに書いてある賞味期限2012年5月ってね。あと11ヶ月先なの。だから賞味期限切れてるとか言いがかりなの。夕飯の準備しなきゃ。あまねも悪かったわね。引き止めたりして。待てこら。人にしょうもない勘違いで疑いをかけたことについて謝罪しろ。
Yeah, probably not.
逃げやがった。
Yo.
ユージくん、見てた？
Quietly even. Ever since your polite greeting of God towards your classmate.
あの子を何度も相手にしてたらそういう反応になるでしょ。
I think I can see where you're coming from. Pile enough of these cases together, and I can't help but bring my deadline for conclusion forward. One day, the topic of Michu comes up when we're all gathered together, with her included. Incidentally, the person in question is already in bed.
チルチルは宇宙人なのよさ。
You think? Yeah, unique theory.
だから時々頭に銀紙を巻いて電波を受信しているのよ。
Well, if you really want to test, you can go into her room while she's sleeping and see if she's doing that. That a fact.
チルチルを観察していればそのうちに見られるはず。
Okay. Although I have no intention of taking anything Makina says seriously, the scary thing is when she says this about Michu, it almost feels plausible.
宇宙人か。
And you're believing it. What, have you thought about that?
独り言なんだからいちいち突っ込まないでくれる？
Then don't speak out loud. You were mumbling something interesting, so I was curious. Sorry, please. Let me hear delusions about Michu and ET when you're in a better mood. Sorry if I rubbed you the wrong way, but try to keep in mind that I don't mean anything by it.
気に障らない言い方ができるよ。あなたも努力してくれないかしら。
まあしかしあのおバカっぷりが 今まで命に関わるところで発揮されなくてよかったわよね。
Yet.
もしかしたらオリジナルのミチル様はすでに生き絶え、現在のミチル様は全くの別人ということも。
That might explain the time, the year inconsistency. If she died and they like brought out a clone of her with her memories from earlier, and she still thought it. Well, actually, she would have thought it was 2012. No, she would have had to have been a time traveler for that one. Darn. This isn't going to be Steins Gate, is it? It could be Steins Gate. This could turn into Steins Gate. Who knows?
ごめんさっちゃん、さすがにそれは話が飛躍しすぎでしょう。
そうですね。ミチル様ほどの頭加減なら自分が死んでしまったことにすら気づかないという可能性もありますから。
She a ghost now?
それフォローになってないし。
チルチルの中には悪魔が住んでいるのよさ。
You're just saying random stuff now. The devil.
普段はあのおバカっぷりでカムフラージュしているけど、ひとたびそのベールを脱げば人の心を介さぬ悪魔が飛び出してみんなを一人一人血祭りにあげるのよさ。
What an act of imagination. What's the matter, Sakaki? You sound like you suddenly caught your breath in fear.
私の行動に逐一突っ込まないでって言ったでしょ。あと詳細に説明するのもやめてちょうだい。
But I can't.
ああ、私もう寝る。なんだか怖くなってきちゃった。ってなんか寒くない今日。
Well, when you're wearing something so skimpy, that's sort of your problem, isn't it?
そういえばちょっと冷え込んでますね。
Okay.
くしゃみが出る前に暖かくして寝ないと。
そんじゃおやすみなのよさ。お兄ちゃんもチルチルのことは忘れていい夢を見るのよ。
Okay. Is it really just okay to forget about her? Okay. Weird. Next morning. Having finished my usual morning routines, I'm waiting for the others in the lobby. But for some reason, nobody's showing up. Everybody's late at once. Seems like a bit too much of a coincidence. The pattern so far has been Amane and Makina noisily arriving first, followed by Sachi and Michu noisily arriving second, with Sakaki sullenly arriving last. A normal, rowdy morning is bizarrely quiet today.
おはよう。
Is everyone sick? Just as I'm thinking this, Amane appears around the corner of the hallway. She's hunched over, hiding the breast she's so proud of. Her hair is sticking up in places and her skin seems rough.
風邪ひいちゃった。季節の変わり目なのに夜更かししたから。
Man, is it just me, or do Japanese anime people catch colds super motherfucking easy? You look bad. Your beloved breasts are all shriveled.
嘘、そんなはずは。
Of course, I'm just screwing with you. What kind of cold would cause breasts to shrink? I haven't heard of one.
あのね、体調悪い相手にそういう趣味の悪い冗談事言うのやめてくんない？
Understood, I'll do my best. Where are the others?
さあ、マキナが私の風邪もらったのか部屋でダウンしてる。
That makes sense. I mean, Michu was already asleep, yeah? So she has it too. So if she has it too, then that would mean it'd have to be come from something else other than the late night. As I speak, someone appears from around the corner.
おはようございます。
Also sick. Sachi, the next to arrive, has an equally severe case of the sniffles. Her maid uniform is just shelved, bringing to mind a certain cheap Japanese porno. Okay. Okay.
あら、さっちゃんもダウン？
はい、面目ないです。メイドとしてあるまじき体調管理の不甲斐なさで、世が世なら自害もやぶを得ないくらいではないかと。
Well, that's not fucked up. I don't think there are many historical periods where catching a cold was punishable by death, Sachi.
風見さんもおはようございます。で、他の方は？
This is all of us so far. Makina's unconscious in her room. Sakaki! Just as I was speaking, I heard the sound of dragging footsteps from around the corner. It's obvious from a look at Yumiko's face that she's in a bad shape herself. Ah, she must be pretty out of it, since she hasn't noticed that her socks are strangely bunched up at the toe. Her hair's a mess too, with loose strands bouncing around with every step.
いいから
Mind if I ask what I'm supposed to be leaving?
いろいろと突っ込みたいんでしょ。でも何も言わなくていいから私への興味質問を他に向けてくれないかしら。
Understood. I won't comment on your bundled up socks or those stray hairs you've got all over the place.
体調が元に戻ったら許さないから。
Yep, it's always been so successful in the past. Yumiko's forehead creases in the usual way as she straightens her hair and fixes her socks. But the powerful aura of rage that normally accompanies her scowl isn't there.
ユージ君は平気なの？
Staying healthy is part of my job.
そうなると体調が万全なのは風見さんと。
うん。そういえば今日はまだ見かけないわね。
At the very moment everyone was imagining a certain face,
だらしないわね、あんたたち。
Michu dramatically appears in the hallway, as if she'd been lying in wait for the right moment to make her grand entrance. Probably because she had, in fact, been laying in wait for the right moment to make a grand entrance. She jabs her finger out at us in an apparent attempt at an impressive pose, Jojo Style.
季節の変わり目だし気をつけなきゃダメでしょ。案の定揃いも揃って体調崩してるなんて実医楽もいいとこだわ。
Yet again, is this a common thing? I'm not sick. What do you mean negligent?
本当にあんたたち実医楽ね、実医楽。
What? Ignoring me and her own poor grasp of the language, Michu continues to harp on the negligee group. Negligee group.
元気だけが取り柄みたいなメンツなのに風邪ひいてバカみたいに鼻ずるずる言わしちゃって情けないわね。
Okay.
あなたに言われたくないわよ。
Likewise, ignoring Sakaki's crankiness, Michu reaches into a pouch she's carrying, takes out a variety of boxes and plastic pouches, and places them onto the common room table.
ほら、ちゃんと薬とかインスタントのおかゆとか用意したから各自持って帰ってさっさと治すこといいわね。ムカつくけど今日は反論できない。
ありがたくいただきますね、みちる様。
感謝してもいいのよ。つか感謝しなさいよね。
In a truly rare spectacle, the group obediently follows Michiru's orders. The girl seems overjoyed, most disturbingly so.
こういう時なぜかあの子だけ元気なのよね。
Interesting. So this has happened before.
なぜか風邪ひかないのよ、松島さんだけ。一時は本気で一服盛られてるんじゃないかって疑ったこともあったわ。
I mean, I gotta be honest, I was sort of expecting that to be how it played out, in some way or form. I'm not sure how you'd poison someone with a cold, but still. Poisoning.
何を考え込んでいるのかしら。
Because it's still a possibility? You might not be too far off with that hypothesis. It's just that you aren't the ones being poisoned here.
は
しかし見事に私だけ風邪ひかないわね。なんでなんだろう。
All the vitamin C? I think that's probably what they're getting at. Michiru tilts her head in honest puzzlement. A daily vitamin C intake on the level of self-poisoning, a sleep and activity schedule like that of a grade schooler, and a naturally tranquil, vacant mind. Combining all these factors is no way she doesn't get sick often. Combining all these factors is no wonder she doesn't get sick often.
まあ、いっか。ほらほら、ユミコもぼーっとしてないで。早く取るもの取って部屋に戻りなさいよ。
言われなくてもそうするわよ。
Although her words sound defiant, Sakaki also obediently takes advantage of Michiru's kindness. Even if her willpower had been weakened by the cold, it doesn't seem like the Sakaki I know. I see. I've gotten something of a new perspective of this girl. Honestly, there's no mistaking the fact that she's an idiot, but without a doubt, she's a necessary idiot for this place. Among this strangely precocious bunch, Michiru is a complete outlier in her lifestyle patterns and thought processes. I guess her presence actually helps balance out the group in a way.
おかゆ、梅味がない。
Is that the important part?
ああ、 あまねが持ってっちゃったのね。わかったわ。じゃあ後で部屋に持っていくから薬だけ持って戻りなさい。
うん、わかったわ。
ユミコも存分に感謝するがいいわ。あ、いや、その感謝してもいいのよ。
Yep, still scared of cat. Above all, I'm seriously surprised by the way something vaguely resembling friendly feeling seems to be temporarily present between her and that box cutter woman. Sakaki's apparent interest in Michu also seems to hint at some sort of positive emotion. Michu must have had some sort of mysterious charm in her own right.
ちょっとユージ、
I'm not sick. What?
あんたもボサッとしてないで風邪もらわないようにマスクするとかしなさいよね。ほら、ここに用意しといたから立体マスク。
Okay. Yeah, I'll take one. Taking the mask Michu thrust onto me, I return to my room. There are parts of people you can't judge from a unified perspective. Trivial as it might seem, I've picked up another bit of knowledge at this school. Yeah, true. And she's doing it again. Okay. I didn't go back in time. We didn't get to 2012 and I just jumped back to 2011, and did I?
すばよー、すばよー。
Several days after the cold incident in the dormitory, once again I encounter Michu drinking something sour in the lobby. From the way she's writhing in agony, it seems she hasn't gotten used to it in the least. Why are you so caught up in drinking sour things? You don't seem to enjoy them. Do you enjoy making yourself miserable? Are you really an M like you were saying before? If this is just one facet of a deeper, masochistic fetish, I'll have to demonstrate a certain level of acceptance and understanding.
うっさいわね。こうやってビタミン C を摂取すれば頭が良くなるのよ。
It doesn't.
そんなことも知らないの？
No, it doesn't. Wait, who published a thesis like that and where? I'd like to think I have a basic familiarity with the benefits of vitamins at the very least. Vitamin C's effects are so famous that I'm actually surprised to hear anyone still researching it.
論文？それはわかんないけど、ほら、イワシとかマグロの頭とかそういうのに入ってるの聞いたことあるでしょ？ビタミン C が。
Sardines. The head of tuna. Sardines, tuna, positive effects on the insulin. I think I get it.
何よ、今さら気づいたってあげないからね。私はあんたよりも絶対に頭良くなって見返してやるんだから。
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
何さ、その余裕の表情。教えられる立場になった時に初めて後悔するがいいわよ。
Unfortunately, judging from the way she's confusing vitamin C with DHA, that's probably not going to be happening anytime soon. But to explain her mistake here and now would be too cruel. I'm sure she'll naturally discover the truth herself someday. Well, you may not be capable of teaching me much at the moment, but I'm counting on you to help me out if I get sick.
何よそれ。
Don't worry about it. You just keep up the vitamin C intake and regular sleep patterns for everyone's sake.
あんたに言われなくてもそうするわよ。
Spitting out a venerable tsundere stock phrase as a potting shot, Michu stalks off. I don't stick labels on people prematurely. But regarding the girl named Matsushima Michiru, in the consideration of various events up to and including the current case, I have arrived at a certain conclusion.
まったく気取っちゃって。ビタミン C で頭良くなるのは私だけなんだからね。
This girl is in fact an idiot. Da 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 da. Shock and awe, so much shock and awe. And that's probably a good place to end it for today. Still, not much has happened. Michiru's an interesting one, though. She definitely is on the funnier side, though. I'd say her one-on-one interactions with Yuuji are probably the best of that. Easily. Not a ton else. This is very much, like I said before, like extra in the terms of not really much has happened story-wise, just characters. Fun, interesting stuff. Everything's being introduced, albeit slowly, in an enjoyable way. I'm enjoying it. But, that's all I got. So, I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.